I am upset because she had the audacity to watch To All the Boys, Always and Forever, Lara Jean in the morning for
I
the
thought
first
that
time.
I thought it would be good to watch it in the morning so it'll be fresh for this episode.
I don't know why I feel so weird about watching movies in the morning.
What? Why?
I don't know. I can watch all the TV in the world in the morning. But movies? No. Gotta be at least 3 p.m.
And you know what? This movie feels a little more like TV to me than it felt like a movie.
Well,
And
fuck you.
also, this is and that's not even my biggest problem with these movies. The biggest problem with these movies, you made 3 of them.
Uh-huh.
Hey, they don't all have to be 2 hours long. Can we just have an hour and a half movie? You're making 3 of them. They don't all have to be 2 hours long. That's just my suggestion. They don't.
They got a really good Rotten Tomatoes score. They really did. Wait, what was it? Wait.
Hey, look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm going to look it up. Wait, is it on the most recent one or on all of them?
They've gotten good scores on all of them. But the most recent, well, I think maybe the first one had the best score.
Why are they getting such great scores?
Because it's really good.
What?
Is this gonna ruin our friendship?
This is mediocre at best.
No, fuck you. Oh my god. Hi guys, this is Boyfriend Material from maybe the last episode where Samantha and I stopped being friends because she thinks To All the Boys is mediocre, and I'm gonna have a panic attack right now. I love that franchise.
Oh my god. What?
Why do you think it's mediocre?
So this may be because maybe I just didn't like this last one the most.
Okay.
But we're supposed to be like on her side as she's like planning her whole future with her high school boyfriend who she wasn't even really dating to begin with. They were dating as like a fake contract to like screw with their friends essentially, and like to like have a whole lie, and then it's not a lie anymore. We're really into each other, and then I'm gonna go away to college, and it's not gonna be the same college as you. But and she's all upset because she's like, oh, if we don't go to college together, then we're not gonna make it. And then after that, he's like really cool about it and like, no, Berkeley's really close. We're gonna make it all work. We can get through this, Lara Jean. Then she's like, you know what? I fell in love with New York. But I fell in love. And this is the other thing that made me so freaking mad. Then she acts mad at him because he's upset that she chose New York over him. She's like, but don't you want me to have what I want? Hey, maybe just stop playing with this guy's heart, Lara Jean. You got the biggest boobs in school. Stop being an asshole.
She has gigantic boobs.
She has the best tits ever.
It's insane. It's insane. I think she's so beautiful. So basically you don't like this movie because it has a conflict?
No, I don't like this movie because she acts like the conflict is someone else's fault, and then once it's resolved, like, because she was all anxious because like, oh my god, Noah's gonna leave me because we're not going to the same school. But then once he's cool about it, all of a sudden now it's like, you know what, maybe I don't even want to be close to Noah. Maybe I'll just go to New York because I fell in love with the city.
See, that's one of the things that I like about this movie is that the characters, and I read all the books. I feel like it's such a big part of my life. Also, because like
I didn't even know there were books. So
no, it's 3 books. It's 3 books by Jenny Han, and now all her other series, The Summer I Turned Pretty, is also becoming a TV show, I think. And I did not fuck with The Summer I Turned Pretty. First of all, the main character, her name is Belly.
Belly?
So I could not get behind that. Yeah, Belly. And she's like in love with 2 brothers.
Ugh.
I know. I'm like, that sounds like a porno, Jenny Han. I don't want to read it. But anyway, I remember I read the first To All the Boys my first year in the US. And I read that series here. So it was like a source of comfort for me. And then the movies came out while I was here, and they always have this magical timing when they come out exactly when I need them. Like I need the emotional support. So like it's like, oh, I love you. So yeah, I take it personal when you trash them.
Okay.
But no, what I love about this all of these characters is that they are legitimate stupid teenagers. Like Lara Jean is being dumb, and everybody can tell. Like I don't know if you feel this way about like rom-coms in the 90s, but like I think like a good example might be like She's All That.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lainey's portrayed like she's so smart and she's so like beyond her years. And so is Kat on like 10 Things I Hate About You. And I love 10 Things I Hate About You. It's one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
But teenagers are not that smart. It's just not, it's not real. It's not, she's not that great of a feminist when she's 17. Like it's not gonna happen. Lara
I feel
Jean,
like they're portrayed as they're that smart. They're just like smart kids, you know, like she's going to a smart school. She's going to go to Sarah Lawrence in 10 Things I Hate About You, you know, like she has good grades. And I did like that about this. We never know how smart these kids are in school. We never see their grades.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. I love the characters. I'm so mad you didn't watch the after party because they keep calling the dad Aiden from Sex and the City.
Yo, he is fucking hot.
I know.
I can't believe Carrie didn't want to be with him in the end. And you know what? Carrie never deserved him.
I haven't even seen him yet because I'm watching.
He's like in like the 3rd or 4th season.
Fuck it, that's a long. I am on the last episode of the 1st season right now.
Okay.
I'm doing this, guys, for the show, so we can pick a girl and a Carrie boyfriend. But there is no way I don't pick Aiden because I just think he's so attractive. Like,
yeah, I remember there was some like
makes furniture. I heard on Sex and the City.
Yeah, he's like the outdoorsy guy like that she dated, and
of course she hates that.
She hates it. And I remember there's this like one episode where he takes her to this like cabin in New Jersey or something. And she's just a freaking mess the whole time. She doesn't want to be there. She's calling her friends. And then they all come out to visit her there. And he's like, hey, this was supposed to be like our romantic time.
Oh my
God. No.
I will be watching that soon.
But I have a lot of problems with this movie series that we watched. I didn't want to voice them all over the period of time that we've been leading up to this because I wanted to share with you.
Okay, so Samantha hadn't seen any of the movies, while I read all the books and have seen the first 2 movies several times and debated if to watch this movie at 12 a.m. the day it came out. But then I decided against it and I watched it last night. And it was great. I cried. I loved it. It made me so happy. Okay, Samantha, go shit on my favorite things. Go.
This is my other big problem with the movie. I hate that everyone's so fucking rich in this movie.
You hate Sam.
I hate it. I hate it. They're all 16 and they go to like fucking 5-star restaurants on their dates. Like what? You're taking him out on a bowling date and you got like handmade your freaking names on your bowling shirts.
You
like
literally,
how much would you get like $100 a week as your freaking allowance? Who are these kids? Why are they all so rich? They drive like freaking Escalades. I hate that.
You hate rich people. But
no, I don't hate rich people. I hate that we portray them as like this is the middle class, because that is not the middle class. That is elitist.
Valid. I just assume that that's how movies are. I think it's
not
funny.
All movies are that rich. That was like, hey,
all movies, all fucking teen movies that are like middle class, especially like movies that are made in like the United States. Mm-hmm. The fucking like leading characters, like their room is bigger than a New York apartment every single time. And they have a huge ass bathroom, and the house is always completely like perfectly clean. And it's crazy, like always. That's something that I always notice during movies, and I just like accepted it, and like now I don't think about it because it's like it's fine. My favorite though is when they do college dorms on movies.
Oh yeah,
they're so big.
Like college dorm is like this.
I've never seen. But no, see, it doesn't bother me, especially on this one, because it checks out because he's a doctor.
It does check out that he's a doctor.
So like it checks out because like I've seen this in TV shows where it's like, my mom is The Princess Diaries. The Princess Diaries is a good one. So the mom is an artist in San Francisco, the most expensive city in the world. And have you seen that house?
They live in a abandoned
Firefighters.
fire station.
I know, because she does the thingy with the pole every time.
So that's how they get away with that, because they're like, oh, it's an abandoned fire station. They got a deal.
What? Like, how do you? Because like I'm guessing now that I think about it, she probably has like Genovia trust fund money, but
for sure, the Genovians aren't gonna just let her be poor.
When do you do an episode on the Princess Diaries?
Oh, 100%. Because I
love
always hated the guy in the first one.
Oh my God,
the guy who looked like a
lame.
beetle. Yeah, he's so lame.
I've seen him in person, and he just looks the same.
I'm sure he does. He looks like a mixture of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, and none
That's
of the
funny.
good parts of either of them.
He's a Coppola.
Oh, really? That makes
Yeah.
complete sense. I'm not gonna go into my theory about Coppolas.
Please don't. I fuck with the Coppolas.
You
Hi,
would.
Dia. Hi, Sophia. I love your work. If you see this.
You would.
Okay, I don't understand why that felt like a burn. I don't mind that they have money because he's a doctor, and I really enjoy so much how Christine, the best friend, calls him out for being a gynecologist.
That is funny.
I think that I honestly think that the dialogue in these movies it's so good.
It's all right.
Like, I love like the characters, the little sister. I think she's so quippy. I love her.
The little sister's the best character in
Oh, absolutely. Like
100%.
no competition.
100% the little sister. But just before we get off on before we get away from them being rich.
Yeah.
This is the problem with them being rich. It makes sense that Lara Jean is rich because her dad's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense that Peter Kavinsky can spend like upwards of $200 a date on Lara Jean. Like all their dates are like perfectly planned. He drives this really nice car, and it's like, why would that be the case? His dad left them, and he's like left them for his new family. That's like a thing we know about him.
You know what? In the book, I might be wrong, but I think he's described as rich.
Yeah, he seems rich.
But on this movie, they don't talk about that. So I just think about in the To All the Boys cinematic universe. Like it's just like a really like rich town.
It is a rich town.
Like it's maybe like Carmel. Like it's like a place where everybody has money, like some Big Little Lies shit, and like it's just the norm. But I did think about that when I first saw the movie and they went to that fancy like Italian restaurant.
It's like, who are these children? They're children.
Yeah, they're hot children. They're children.
They're children.
Allegedly.
In the film, they're children.
In the film, they're children.
When we do this episode today, are we just deciding between the people who got letters from Lara Jean? Or are we going through all the characters?
I mean, this is the first episode where I am like debating who I'm going to pick as I talk to you.
Oh, that's funny because I debate the whole time. I'm always
open. I know. When we start recording, I always have my mind made up. Like I know I have my pros and my cons, but I watched this movie and I took my notes on my phone because I was really enjoying it and I didn't want to like tarnish I just have such a special relationship with this particular. I think it's because of the timing of when it came out and like moving to a different country.
Yeah, it's like it has sentimental value.
Yeah, and you need to speak a fucking language. Like I'm thinking in Spanish and I need to speak in English, and that's crazy. One, and I don't know. I think it just has so many layers for me. Like I told you, like she has no voice on the election. This is what I did. I watched P.S. I Still Love You, and then that's what I did. I drank $9 wine from Trader Joe's, and then I watched Noah Centineo on screen.
I mean, that's one way to get through the election.
I mean, yeah. That's what I did. It's funny because I really thought that day that I would watch the movies, and then in the morning I would wake up to a result.
And I never thought there was going to be a result. Like, right
I
away.
really thought that they were gonna have a result. Like,
No, because both sides were making comments about how there was no possible way they were going to get a result, and like they were already asking Trump if he was going to back down if there wasn't a result, and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, they're prepping us to know that they're not going to have a result right away.
I mean, I guess it's my eternal optimism.
You're way more optimistic than I am.
I know, and it's funny. I think because when we first met, I thought you were more of an optimist. Being on the phone.
I think I am.
Also,
like, my vibe is optimistic, but my reality is like, probably not.
I don't know. I feel like my reality might not be as optimistic as my vibe, but I refuse to acknowledge it because I just know that I'm meant for like greater things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting that energy into the universe, like the book we're reading.
Yes. We're reading a book about accepting all of the blessings that are coming for us.
Yes. And we are going to have so many
blessings.
Instead of talking about our blessings, I want you to tell me, who do you think was the hottest guy in this movie?
We all know it's Peter Kavinsky.
Like, you think it's Peter Kavinsky?
What kind of question is that? It's between Peter and her dad. Like, those are the only people that I would even say.
Hear me out. I would go also with Noah Centineo because I think he's so handsome. Like, I don't even understand. He looks like baby Mark Ruffalo to me.
He's better looking than Mark Ruffalo. For those of you who haven't watched this movie yet, Peter Kavinsky and Noah Centineo are the same person.
And dude, if you watch the interviews, he's very Peter Kavinsky like.
Yeah.
Like, that's his energy. I like him. I really like him. I hope he picks good movies because
I hope so too.
The movies he made while he was doing this series are so bad. Like, and it's not on him. Like, that's the worst part. Like, he's doing a good job, but the movie is a bad movie.
But that is kind of on him, because I've told this to Derek, and I talk about actors all the time, and like, what happened to them when they fall off, and so much of it is did they make good choices when they were picking scripts? Because if you have a bad script, it's like you didn't even do the movie. It's worse than not doing it, working that.
My theory is that, so when this movie came out, nobody was expecting it to blow up like it did. Mm-hmm. Like, it had a really small budget. It was starring an Asian lead.
Mm-hmm. A female Asian lead. When is the last time you could even think of something like that happening?
Nobody was expecting this to like do this well. And then it blew the fuck up. And I'm guessing that he signed some sort of contract with Netflix, and he did a bunch of like Netflix rom-coms, and they're bad. Like, the other ones are bad, but these are good. But I know that he's also in the new Charlie's Angels, and I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that yet either.
He plays a nerd, so really? I'm terrified of seeing it because I know that I'm gonna be like, every time a new fucking To All the Boys movie drops, I go on a month spiral of stalking Noah Centineo. Like, and I go insane. I'm like, I read his favorite book when the first movie dropped.
You can't stalk a guy like that.
Yeah, you can.
You shouldn't.
If it's a celebrity, it's fine. Also, he said it in an interview. Like, I was just watching. Oh my god, is the thing ringing again? Did you hear that?
No.
Okay, great. I think I have an investigative. Is that a word?
Investigative. Yeah, that's how
investigative mind. So
you're curious.
Yeah. I'm nosy.
So are we starting with Peter Kavinsky? Is that where we're starting?
I mean, should we? I feel weird.
We're already halfway through him.
I mean, we're already halfway through.
We're there.
I thought it was interesting how he looked older on the third movie.
He does. They all look older.
But the second and the third movie were shot at the same time. I know this for a fact. So I'm pretty sure it was wardrobe.
Yeah, maybe they just did that on purpose.
Like, yeah, and I thought that was really clever. Like, they all looked older. All of them.
They did all seem older.
And
they all are adults. None of them are in high school.
I mean, they're all 22, 23, except the hot Asian guy.
Trevor,
I'm in love with him.
I like him too.
Dude, my friend May, if you watch this episode, I am still mad about this. My friend May used to work at Flaunt magazine, and she was doing the behind the scenes video for a Butler photo shoot, and he's Chinese, right? Half Chinese, and he was speaking Chinese to her because she's Chinese. And then he was like quasi flirting. I don't know if he was flirting. He was just wanting to like practice his Chinese or whatever. And then May just didn't continue the conversation. And I was like, May, what? What? We could have had that man in our friend group. Like, I love him.
What a loss.
So hot.
He's very handsome.
What is wrong with you? Yeah. Anyway.
We're talking about Noah Centineo, who plays Peter Kavinsky, one of the main people in the movie, because he receives a letter from Lara Jean.
He receives a letter from Lara Jean. And he, honestly, kudos to Lara Jean for jumping him on the first movie. That was iconic.
Yeah, that was cool. I give her that. I like that he plays lacrosse.
Yes.
I like that he's hot. I like that he's cool. He's a total jock. I like his jock attitude and that he's sweet still.
I like that he's the guy's guy.
Yeah, he's a guy's guy.
Like, he looks like he'd be the guy that your brothers and your dad would legitimately like to hang out with, because he likes guy things.
Yeah.
But he's Audrey.
That's her cat.
That's my cat. Go to that. Baja.
You guys are lucky that this is a Zoom. She would normally beat her cat if no one could see.
I would never. It's the only thing that loves me in this country. And she has to. She has no other choice because her dad left her. Shout out to Jackson, my other roommate, who bought her with me. Deadbeat dad.
I think the main flaws with Peter Kavinsky is that he has an ex that's like all up in his grill all the time.
Yes, for like 2 movies.
It's so annoying. And she's like,
she's a fucking
no reason.
She's a cunt, like, straight up. But you know what? That made sense to me, because you know how on the second movie she's like, I've been holding this grudge with you, on you, whatever English is the correct term,
ever since they played Spin the Bottle back in middle school. Yeah.
And I'm like, that is such a high school thing.
That is such a high school thing.
And I just thought it was really interesting, because like that happens in the book, and a lot of the times it's okay. I don't want to come from Mean Girls, because I love Mean Girls. I think it's a masterpiece. But the grudge that Janice Ian holds against Regina George is insane.
Yeah.
Because like it's pure evil, like Regina George just deciding to tell everybody in the 5th grade that she's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Like that is some like evil, conniving, like 5th grader shit that I don't know if it would actually.
They were in middle school when it happened, not 5th grade.
I don't know. Maybe it was middle school. Maybe I'm making her younger.
Because it's like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine being 10 and like that really hitting as hard as it would when I'm like 12 or 13.
I mean, she was probably like 12 or 13, and it was like insanely mean. So like, it's just a level of evil that I haven't encountered. But the spin the bottle thing, that is 100% like some petty ass high school shit that you would like hold in your heart.
Oh yeah.
And then that you still get mad. Do you have any like random petty memories like that?
From high school or middle school?
I
can't think of any now. I'm sure there are a bajillion of them. What, do you have one offhand that you were going to mention?
I mean, I'm trying to find one that isn't tragic.
Oh, geez. Gosh. Okay, mine's kind of sad actually, and I still hold this.
Yeah, no, mine's sad too. I don't want to.
It's not like sad. It's just kind of like, whoa, I can't believe it's sort of it's more on the like the Regina George level.
Oh, same. So I'm like, let's not.
Well, mine, I mean, it's funny, but I still like, if I saw this girl, I would probably punch her in the face today.
No, I would Peter Lindhagen her. I would do it. I would do it for you. What's her name?
So when I'm not going to say her name. What is she listening?
Okay, her name is Marianne.
I don't want her to stop listening. I still want this listener. So she'll know who it is if she hears the story.
Oh, she's the listener.
I don't think so. I don't think she's even friends with me on social media anymore.
Okay.
When I was in high school, I had like 2 best friends.
I just came up with a petty thing too.
And
yeah,
one of them. So I had 2 best friends. One went to a different school than I did, and another one went to the school I went to. And the one that I went to school with told my other best friend and all of our guy friends, because we had this like group of guy friends that we hung out with at our school, that I had lost my virginity and that I was like a super slut. And then none of them wanted to hang out with me anymore.
What? I thought
what kind of guy friends don't want to hang out with a super slut? Like,
yeah, that was my first thought. Like, I feel like guy friends would want to hang out with you if you're a super slut.
I would have thought that too, but
they would think that they had a chance. I have this very vivid memory of a friend of mine in middle school telling me, like, Gabby, every single guy friend you have, like all of them, if you have a guy friend, they have jacked off thinking about you. Yeah, that's like basic. And I was like, no, that's gross. And like that traumatized me for life. And some days I'm like watching HGTV, mind my own business, and I randomly remember that. And I'm like, fuck, like men suck. It's the worst. Anyways, I'm like, yeah, men are out there really wanting to fuck all of their friends. That's great. My high school petty memory. I don't know if I may have told you about this, but I don't know. Because it's something that makes me fucking mad till this day. I like, okay. This bitch, she was my friend, but it was very clear, at least to me, that we were not going to be friends for a long time after high school. Just because she was obsessed with the idea of, like, she would romanticize her life in a bad way, if that makes any sense. Like, she would be the tragic main character in her head, in her life. And I can guarantee you, Sam, that you've never met somebody as rich as that girl. Never. Like, it's a level of wealth that I can't understand till this day. And I grew up.
They're the saddest people because their parents are not too busy for them.
I mean, their parents. No, her whole shtick was that her mom was all up in her business and that her mom controlled her. And then she would like give us examples. And I'm like, dude, every mom does that. You're not special.
Yeah.
Like, why do you think that your mom asking you if you did your homework is insane? Like, that's literally what moms do. Like, that's whatever. This is why I'm mad at her. So in our senior year, we had this random art class that was clearly created last minute because there's a bunch of kids that had like an empty slot on their schedule, and the school was like, so it was like an art appreciation class, and the class was fucking weird. The teacher was insane. Her hair was like Polamalu's, like the football player.
Oh, like the curly hair?
Yeah, she had the same exact hair. So we called her Polamalu.
That's funny.
And her kid, I don't know if I want to out the kid's name.
She had a kid?
And yeah, the teacher had a kid.
Oh, your
but
teacher. I'm thinking
the
of
teacher. No, the teacher. It's your head kid. I'm gonna say that name. I don't care. The kid's name was Uma.
Like Uma Thurman.
Yes, which was crazy. So she was like a very eccentric individual. It was a very weird class where we made like tribal masks and like learned about weird things about art, and then we would randomly like watch some art. It was like a class that made no sense. It was basically like, let's just be artsy hipsters. This one time she literally like made us some weird tea and then took us outside to talk about nature. So, okay, so you're understanding what kind of class this is. It's like a chill class, everybody's gonna pass type situation. Yeah. But for some reason, unlike the last semester, I guess somebody fucking told her in like the office, like, you need to get this shit together. Kids needs to be like actually doing something. And then she came out with a random ass project that was like 80% of your grade, and you had to like paint a bunch of shit. And of course, I can't paint, so, and she couldn't paint either. Let's call her Monica. Monica couldn't paint either, and we were behind.
Is this the teacher or the person you're working
with? My friend. Okay. My friend. And then Monica and I'm sitting in class and I'm looking at Monica, and we know we're not gonna finish. So we have this one last day to finish, and we're gonna fucking finish, right? And then Paula Malu just doesn't bring the art supplies. Just to be petty, I guess. Like, she was just mad at us for
waiting till the last minute.
Yeah. And she just didn't bring them. And I was like figuring out a way how to fix it. And I was like, listen, Monica, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do go to the primary school, middle school, whatever, art room, because my school was a whole thing. It was one building for everything. And we're going to steal their paints. We're going to finish our shit in like 45 minutes, just bullshit the fuck out of it, and then return them. Nobody's going to know. And she was like, great idea. Let's go. Let's do it right now. So we go, we do it. And everything was going perfect until we were returning it. Because then we bumped into the art teacher. And then the art teacher was like, they just steal it. Like, she made a whole thing. And I was trying to like, it was like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was such a big deal. I honestly didn't know. I'm so sorry. And I thought we were fine. But then the next day, the fucking principal walked in class to pick me and give me a detention for stealing stuff because Monica said that I forced her.
Whoa.
Monica said that I forced her
to
go with me.
Whoa.
And I just stopped talking to her after that, and then she went ballistic. Like, she couldn't believe it. She would like park outside of my house and like wait for me to come out. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why does she think she's my boyfriend? Like, I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, and then her whole excuse was that her school, she was going to SCAD, that her school was not gonna accept her if she dropped her grades. And I was like, sweetie, have you seen SCAD's acceptance rate? You're gonna get in. Also, you can pay full tuition. Don't you're not. No, you're not on a lacrosse scholarship like fucking Peter Kavinsky. You're. Anyway, I am still mad about this today because and you know what I did? I took the blame and I got my detention and I just did it because I was like, this fucking cunt, like, it means so much to her to look perfect. And I don't care. Jeez. And I'm never going to see any of these people again. So I'm just going to sit here and do detention. That's fine. So I did it. But
that's crazy.
Right? Because it was like, she literally went there and she was like, she forced me. I told her it was a terrible idea, but she forced, like, did I put a gun to your head, bitch? What do you mean? We were both going to fail this class. I saved us.
Did she get a good grade in the class? Like, how
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. So the grade, you still got a good grade in the class.
No, we got a good grade. And then we got in trouble.
So what does it matter? It's not like they were going to look at her detention record. Also, it's not like that going to show up on your permanent record. It isn't like you cheated or something.
Yeah. I don't fucking know. Whatever. It was just insanely petty because like the principal walked in and like she was like, Monica, who forced you to go to the art room? And she goes, Gaby. and the entire class knew what was going on because they all saw it happen. And I was like, I looked at her and then I looked at the principal, and she was like, Monica says that you went in alone and she was only guarding the door. Is that true? And I just looked at her and I said, yeah, that's true. So I was like, okay, bitch, like this is how it's gonna be. Snitches get stitches.
Yo.
Like
You're like, I'm gonna pull off, I'm gonna cut you, bitch.
Cobra Kai, no mercy.
I'm gonna break your freaking arm.
I just got mad thinking about it. But yeah, that happened. That was crazy. And I fully understand how Genevieve would still be mad about some fucking random spin the bottle game in middle school. And I don't even think I ever played spin the bottle. Like that was not a thing in my school.
I never played spin the bottle either. We never played spin the bottle or 7 Minutes in Heaven.
Oh my God, me neither. That sounds so crazy to me, to be honest.
Whose parents are having these boy girl parties and then just allowing all the kids to be in the basement, like making out in closets?
The 80s. It's like I can't I don't like no. First off, I wasn't cool enough to be invited to the boy girl parties ever.
Me neither.
So I was on girl parties and that's it. And oh my God, no, like how does 7 Minutes in Heaven even work?
So two people go into the closet and then they set a timer for 7 minutes and you're supposed to make out in there. And I've seen Boy Meets World. I've heard about it.
I mean, I saw 13 going on 30. I've heard about it too. But like, I don't think they would actually do it though.
Oh yeah, always in the movies and on TV, it's like they get in there and like normally the guy, which is really funny, is too nervous. And then he's like, can you just tell everyone that we did something? And then they like mess up their hair and they come out and act like they made out in there.
I mean, I feel like the guy would though, if it's like a sweet guy.
Yeah. It's always a sweet guy.
It's always
tricky one in the movies.
In the movies, it's always a sweet guy. It's always the Noah Centineo. That's like,
and that's not It's always Peter Kavinsky, not Noah
sorry,
Centineo.
that's Peter Kavinsky.
It's always this made-up fictional version of a hot guy.
Oh my God, yes.
Because Noah Centineo, he's out there putting his peeper in things. Let's be honest. He is putting his peeper in people.
Oh my God,
not just things. Living human beings with souls.
Oh yeah,
sentient beings.
That consensually.
Oh well, who's not consenting to that?
He's so hot. He's so hot. It's crazy.
Okay, so he's pretty far up there just off of his looks. The fact he's got a full ride to Stanford.
Yeah, he's funny. He like allows I like the idea of, oh my God, you've never seen Fight Club? And she's like, oh my God, you've never seen 16 Candles? And like, he's good with like, we're doing your thing and my thing and your thing and my thing.
I like that.
I really like that about him. And like, he never tries to change her.
I like that too. I don't like that he's like a big strong man type. Like he's always like holding her in his arms and like kissing her on the forehead. I find that like kind of vibe in relationships. It's just like she's not a child. She's an adult. You're not her father.
She's 16.
Yeah, but that's my point. And I hate that like energy of like when the guy's like always like stroking her hair and kissing her forehead, and like it's like this feeling of like I'm your daddy and you're my little girl, and it's like,
dude, what does it say about me if I think that's the cutest thing?
It means that you've not been with enough men.
True. Also, I am very tall.
You are tall.
So anything that makes me feel dainty and small. I'm here. Like, I don't think you would understand because you're dainty and small by default.
I'm not dainty. I'm just short. I'm short and stubby. You can't act like you know what my body is.
Skinny. You're fucking skinny. I'm looking at your arms.
That's because I've swam the last 5 years. But
it doesn't matter.
Me in high school, you wouldn't think that.
Anyway, I love that. I love that he's always like holding her, and I'm like, that's so cute. He's also 6'1", which is a really good height.
It is a very decent height.
I enjoy that height. I like that height because it's just like this for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
like what you kind of want.
Yeah, It would. I mean, you think I wouldn't take a Bo Burnham 6'5" height? Are you kidding me? And like absolutely would. But no, he has. I love him. I think he has great height. I love when he gets her the yogurt from the Korean shop. You know that brand of yogurt, like, it's sold out
Oh,
the week
because of
the
this
movie
movie?
came out because of the movie.
So weird.
I thought that was funny because then on the third movie, the promos were everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Spotify, Beats by Dre, like you could see them.
Yeah.
And then on the first movie, when they had no money and they ran, I don't even think that the brand paid for that. Like they probably just picked a random thing.
Yeah, because they don't show off the brand. They just show the kind of yogurt it is. But if
Yeah.
you are familiar with that, you know what it is.
Yeah. And it just like blew up. I thought it was
Crazy.
great. I loved it. I love him. Let's talk about, what do you want to talk about next?
Let's talk about all the guys she wrote letters to first, and then we'll go from there. So Josh.
She wrote letters to Josh, Peter Kavinsky, John Ambrose from Model UN. Model UN, which I don't, till this day, I don't understand what Model UN is for. Like,
Model UN is, it's this thing where they come together and you pretend to be a politician from different countries. So,
I have done Model UN.
Oh, so you know what it is.
I know what it is. I don't understand what it's for.
I don't think it's for anything. I think it's like, have you ever heard of 4-H?
No.
Okay, so 4-H is something kids do in like middle school and high school where they like raise an animal. It really, you only do it if you live in a rural community. It's like, but they have to like, it's like it's like Model UN in that it's like a worldwide or nationwide program, and they get like certification for, like I participated in 4-H and I raised this pig or I raised this sheep or this dog or whatever. You can raise dogs in 4-H too. It doesn't have to be a farm animal. But I think like if you were going to like go on to work in agriculture, it would look good on your resume that you participated in 4-H. Whereas like if you're going to go on to study poli-sci in college, it probably looks good on your college transcript.
But you always cared.
Yeah.
Oh, stuff like that. Okay, yeah, I understand. When I did Model UN, I got really into it, as I do with most things. And then when I went to college and that was like over with and I was in art school doing other things, I just kept thinking, damn, I was so fucking stressed out about fixing child trafficking in Thailand as a 13-year-old. Like that shit was keeping me up at night.
Gosh, did I tell you about female circumcision that was happening?
Yes. Yes. In Africa? But like, no, like I don't know if it's I feel like it's unnecessary stress put into children.
Yeah, I don't think everyone who does Model UN is thinking about this type of things you were thinking about. I think normally they do it and you just are representing the country and it's more like a poli-sci type thing, not a activist type thing.
Well, mine was poli-sci and activist, and it was a school thing. It was a whole week and we all had to do it. Like nobody could like not do it.
Oh.
And then they would pick people and audition them for the debate team after that. Yeah, I guess it's just a weird whatever. John Ambrose from Model UN who gets recasted, which I think is really funny.
That was a good choice. The original John Ambrose is like a really like dorky looking white guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the John Ambrose in the second movie is like this really fine looking, like, I don't know who the guy is. Jordan Fisher.
Have you heard him sing?
I was going to say, he looks like he's a Broadway star. He has mad like musical energy.
He's a Broadway star.
Yeah, what do I know him from? I was like, because I was looking at him, I was like, you feel like you're in a musical, like that I might have seen. And I'm looking him up.
I don't know. But I know like he grew up in Alabama and he's biracial, so that doesn't sound fun.
It doesn't sound ideal, but at least he is young, you know?
And hot, like very clearly hot.
And very clearly hot. I guess I say that more because it's like, obviously Derek grew up in Tennessee, and he is biracial, and I know it's hard, but I can't imagine what it would have been like if he'd been born like 10, 15 years prior, like it was bad, but
Yeah.
gosh, isn't it crazy? It's like, 20 years, the difference in the amount of racism. I mean, like there's still racism, but just how much 20 years can do.
Yeah, no, of course, absolutely.
Why can't I find this? I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything, but when I saw him, I immediately thought he has like musical energy. He looks like a Disney guy.
I think he was on a Disney show.
Oh, maybe that's it. He's really cute.
I thought he was so cute, and I like the second movie. A lot of people don't like it as much as the first one, but I loved it. Because I just loved the grandma. I love the
Woman in the old folks home.
Yeah, that was my favorite character in the book.
That was another thing, was like, how rich are these people? There's like this old folks home, and it's like a freaking like artist retreat.
Yeah. I feel like I always thought it was just like a really rich community. Like
it's a really, really rich community.
Okay, he was in Grease Live. Jordan Fisher. And he was in Liv and Maddie.
Never seen that.
And Teen Wolf.
I never saw that.
Okay, he's been on stuff.
He reminds me of this guy that was in our choir when I was in college. I can't think of his name now, but he was really cute. And he was also like in the ROTC, and so that was kind of hot.
Oh my god. So also, he had like a body.
Yeah, he had a nice body. And he looked like he had that like, he was like mixed, he had the same kind of vibe, same haircut. Like, you're really like clean cut, like that. Like,
he's in
He's in what?
You're Evan Hansen.
Oh, that's a big musical.
Hold up. He was also Lawrence and Philip Hamilton from 2016 to 2017.
So in the original stage. What just happened?
I need you to say that again because my cat took my headphones off.
I said, so like when did the first debut? So he wasn't in the original cast.
No, I think he was on like 2017. Like, no, I feel like the original one was probably 2015. But
I felt like it was 2016 or 2017 for Hamilton.
Anyway, he's up there.
He is. He's cute. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
John Ambrose, he's a really nice guy. Also, this is another reason why I hate Lara Jean. She didn't tell him she was in a relationship.
I know.
This is the most annoying thing about the whole series, is we're supposed to empathize with this bitch.
I don't know if I empathize with her, but I understand her. Like, I understand her motives in her head. But I remember reading the second book, I was having a fucking meltdown because I love love triangles, and I love the love triangles when I love both of the guys.
Yeah.
And on this one, I loved him. I loved
Jordan Fisher. John Ambrose?
I love John Ambrose, and I love Peter Kavinsky. And it's interesting because, like, in my mind, when I read all the books before the movies were out, I had my mindset. I was like, because Jordan Fisher, forgot the character name, John Ambrose.
His name is John Ambrose.
John Ambrose. John Ambrose is on the third book as well.
Oh, he is.
And so is Josh. They're all there the entire time.
Yeah, I didn't like that, how it like just became about her and Peter.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I just wish there was more development for the other side characters that was in the book. But then again, you're complaining that the movie's too long. So
they should have made it a TV series.
That would have been a great TV series.
It would have been. They would have been able to spend the kind of time you needed to develop each character, but within like 45-minute like episodes.
I can't say that that's a bad idea. I honestly think that probably if they knew how successful it was going to be, they would have made it a TV series.
Oh yeah, because then they could have made more money. It could have lasted longer.
Absolutely, they would have made a 3-season TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Like one per book.
Do you so in the book series, John Ambrose and Josh are there in the final thing.
Yeah.
Do we still think that she might get together with one of these guys in the third book, or is it
No, but her relationship with John Ambrose is so strong in like such like they're homies in a way that when I finished the book, I had a huge debate with my friends that read the book, and I was like, this is what's gonna happen in real life. If this was real life, she's gonna date Peter Kavinsky all through high school, half of college. They're gonna break up and they're gonna love each other forever because they really loved each other. And then she's gonna marry John Ambrose McLean.
Yeah, I kept thinking when she didn't get into Stanford that the conflict was going to be that like someone like Josh, not John Ambrose, because he was like the main character in the last movie, but Josh maybe was going to be like, oh, I'm going to Berkeley as well. And then we were going to like go immediately from her not getting into Stanford to them being in college, you know, like skipping over a lot of time.
No, college, high school movies don't do the college thing. Like they
but this isn't a high school movie. This is a trilogy. This doesn't to me feel like this isn't like 16 Candles anyway. This is a whole new concept.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I don't remember, remind me if I'm wrong. On the second movie, Josh, does he tell Lara Jean to get back with Peter?
I don't think so.
I
feel like Josh was barely around in the second movie.
I think on the second movie he does tell her. Like
maybe like he does. I can't remember now. I
remember reading the first book, and being mortified at the idea of being in love with your sister's boyfriend.
Yeah, when that came out in the first movie, I thought that would suck. And you know what the thing is? I really liked Josh in the first movie.
I loved Josh in the first movie.
That's why I thought he would come back up again, because he's this neighbor. Really he's around all the time.
Yeah, I thought he's there at the wedding on the third book. He's around. Like, he's not obviously he's not as strong as a character later on. And when the sister comes back, she brings her boyfriend from Scotland.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's like a cute guy. And there's a whole thing about them like having sex, and Lara Jean being like, what? Because in the book, Lara Jean never has sex. That's not a thing. That doesn't happen. She tries to have sex with Peter after prom, and then Peter has this fantastically written like monologue in the book that was good on film, but it was definitely shortened, where he's like, no, you don't get to tie our relationship in a bow and seal it like you do with your little letters.
I liked his reaction to her trying to have sex with him. He said, so you're just doing this because you're insecure? And I was like, yes, that's exactly what's happening, Peter. Tell her what she's doing.
And I was like, yes, Peter. Love him. And I really thought they were not going to have, because they don't have sex in the book at all, but I was like, maybe the movie will. And they do. It's not on camera, but they do.
They allude to sexual.
Yeah.
Also, everyone else in their school apparently has lost their virginity. Like like her friend.
No, what I thought was weird was because like this doesn't happen in the book. I think maybe I'm wrong. How would her only friend not know?
Yeah, I thought that was strange too, because she said that in this most recent movie. She's like, you guys haven't done it yet? Yeah. And it was like, whoa, you guys are best friends. Like, literally, you're her best and only friend.
Yeah.
You don't know if they've done it or not?
And they have been dating for 3 years at this point.
You would know.
You would know. You would fucking know.
Also, this isn't like, oh, I don't know if you've done it with your boyfriend because we're friends. This is, I don't know if I would know if you lost your virginity because we are teenage friends. It has nothing to do with Peter Kavinsky. It's like, I'm your best teenage friend. I should know if you lost your V card or not.
Yeah.
That's how it was when I was a teenager.
That's a very teenager thing. That's something you tell. I mean, in Latin America it was complicated because nobody can know. But it's a Catholic country. Yeah. But it's
I guess shame upon your family.
But it's also your one friend. Like, it's her one friend. How would she not know? And it was funny. I don't think this happens in the first movie, but in the first book, Jen is a fucking bitch, and I love her for this. She keeps talking about how much sex she and Peter Kavinsky had.
Mm.
And Lara Jean was like losing her fucking mind because she was like not, and she was like insecure that he was like
Looking that he wants sex.
yeah, and
Well,
she
I
was
always
like not
think
gonna do it.
I thought in the movies that was a really nice thing about the Peter Kavinsky characters. We know
Yeah.
that he's lost his virginity and he's
Mhm.
used to having sex. And now he's willing to be with her and to respect the fact that she doesn't want to just do it.
Mhm.
And I thought that was really hot.
I really love the Peter Kavinsky character. Like
He's a good guy.
I feel like it's a really well-rounded guy, and you can see his flaws,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see like stuff to like about him. Something that was sending me on this was the casting for his father.
Yeah, his father is that guy.
Ugly.
He's like a famous child actor, isn't he? He's so familiar. When I saw him, I was like, I know this guy.
I was like, even though I want you to get Mark Ruffalo,
I think it's
you're not gonna get Mark Ruffalo because he's Mark Ruffalo. But what?
I think the guy, he looked like the guy from E.T. You know, little kid.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm just making that up. Let me see.
I just don't understand because like he's not even handsome.
Yeah.
That's not handsome at all. That made no sense to me.
His name is Henry Thomas. And what has he been in? Why does he look so familiar? He is the guy from E.T. Yes. He was also in Legends of the Fall and The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, he's the father on The Haunting of Hill House.
He's in Dear John. Gosh, he's been in a lot of movies.
I remember him on Dear John.
But I was like looking at him, I was like, I know this face. Like, this is someone. And you know what? He was I just watched that. Did you watch that on HBO? They have this documentary. It's called Showbiz Kids.
I have not. I must watch it.
It's so good
because Cameron Dallas is in it, and that broke my heart, and I don't want to.
You have to watch. Yeah. He's one of the best people they follow because I didn't know that he had passed. You're talking about the guy who passed away, right? I didn't know he passed away, but the whole time I'm like falling in love with the guy in the documentary. And at the end of because that was like one of the last things he did before he died. And at the end they say he died. I'm like, no, I loved him. He had such a promising future.
And he was good.
But it's a really good documentary.
I will watch it.
It has have you ever seen Dazed and Confused?
I know who's in it. Like I've been very aware of the documentary. I just haven't watched it because that Cameron Dallas thing really like. Mm-hmm. It's funny because he was blowing up right when I was aging out of Disney.
Yeah.
But he was on the background of like I was aware of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was aware of how talented he was and how unproblematic and how much happiness he was bringing the teens. And it just made me really sad.
You should watch it. Even I know you say it's sad, but it's like to get a view of who he was as a person.
I plan.
That was what was most cool because in the Showbiz Kids, it's mostly because they talk about this guy, the guy who plays Noah's Peter Kavinsky's dad, because he's obviously a Showbiz kid. But a lot of these kids are like they're fucked up, you know.
Yeah.
And Cameron Dallas, that wasn't his experience, and he had like a really positive showbiz experience, and his parents were really good about it. And he had such a positive outlook. It's sad. That was what made it so sad because it was like, oh, this guy can transition into adult Hollywood and not have a problem.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to have drug issues. He's not going to fuck up his life. Like he had his whole future ahead of him. So it's really sad.
I know. We dedicate this episode to Cameron Bryce.
Okay, so John Ambrose, we think he's hot. He's smart.
We think he's hot. I thought it was really smart that they did reveal they did this Instagram video reveal. Maybe if I'll find it, send it to you. Okay. About like Lana Condor, who plays Lara Jean, knocking on the trailer of John Ambrose McClane. And then they did this whole pan up to show you who John Ambrose McClane was. And it was Jordan Fisher. And people were like, what? I mean, I lost my mind because I was like, yes,
great
casting choice. But I mean, if you were not like a psycho fan like me following, and then you see this grandma, this white ass grandma, you're not gonna think that that's her grandchild.
Oh, she's supposed to be his grandmother?
She's his grandmother.
Oh, in the movie they don't present her that way.
They don't?
No, in the movie she's just a resident at this old folks home that
Oh
they're both
no, she
working
is.
at.
I'm telling you, she is.
Not
Stormy. They don't.
Not in the movie. They don't reference her as his grandmother at all.
No way. I'm pretty sure they mentioned it. Well, in the fucking book, it's Stormy keeps telling Lara Jean about her grandson that she wants to set her up with. And then the grandson is John Ambrose McClane.
Ah.
And you wouldn't even think, it's kind of like, remember that Spider-Man movie when you figure out that
in Homecoming?
Yeah.
When you figure out the girl he likes her dad is the bad guy?
Yeah. And
that was a great twist.
That was a fucking crazy stupid love level.
Crazy stupid love level twist.
I remember watching that movie in the movie theater, and like I think I choked on my popcorn. I was like, what?
That was a good choice. No, but I don't think in this movie, in the second To All the Boys I Loved, I don't think they represent her as his grandmother at all. I mean, I think I would remember that. Because when they first meet in the movie anyway, he's also just
signing up.
He's just signing up.
Because that's her thing.
She what?
She falls.
She falls a lot. What is this, like an 18th century like British novel? Why are people fainting in rooms?
Somebody that falls a lot, I understand.
I'm very klutzy, but I don't just like faint around men all the time.
No, she didn't faint, she fell.
Yeah, but it reminded me. Have you been watching WandaVision? No, you don't Marvel.
No, what the fuck? I love Marvel. I am. I'm not watching WandaVision yet because I'm focusing on the Golden Globe nominated shows I need to finish. Okay. But I was going to tell you that we need to do a WandaVision episode, obviously.
Oh, I think we need to do a Marvel episode in general.
No. The Marvel episode is coming, but I think we need a WandaVision episode. Okay. And then we're going to need an episode for the other one with
Falcon and
the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes. Well, we'll get to that.
Anyway,
John Ambrose is hot. We like him.
Any flaws for John Ambrose?
No, I feel like all these men, like most of the flaws that come up are self-inflicted flaws that Lara brings on. Yeah. Lara Jean creates.
You know what bothers me? This bothered me more than I want to admit. I hated Lara Jean's prom dress.
I liked her prom dress.
I hated it because she looked beautiful on the ball with John Ambrose.
On the what?
The ball. In the ball with John Ambrose.
I can't remember what she was wearing.
She was wearing a blue dress that Stormy gave her because Stormy's a bougie rich grandma.
I'm looking it up. Oh yeah, that's pretty.
And then for prom, she's wearing this dress that I'm like, I don't really care about this dress. And Christine looks fire.
I did think it was interesting that all the other, so she's wearing like a kind of foofy prom dress. And then all the other girls had these like slinky, like body dresses.
I like that. I like that choice.
I like that choice too. I always think that that's a little bit nicer look as far as dresses go, but I do think it makes sense for Lara Jean because like look at how everyone else dresses in school. Everyone else dresses like cool or like slinky or sexy, and Lara Jean dresses like in this very like baby doll kind of look.
Yes, something I love about this movie is the attention to detail for the aesthetics of all the characters. The colors are beautiful, the shots are beautiful, and the fashion is, everybody looks fire, but they also look different. Like everybody looks like they have their own style and personality. I don't know if you noticed this, but Kitty, the little sister, she wears a necklace that says feminist.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, she has a necklace in all the movies that says feminist.
That's cool.
And I'm like, I love her. I also was losing my mind at her having a crush on that boy.
Day?
On the South Korea.
Yeah.
That was great.
I
I
love
love
that she had to watch baseball for him so he would watch Harry Potter.
I mean, I have on my notes that we haven't even looked at that I understand Kitty, and that would be a deal breaker for me too, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I could deal with somebody not being a fan, but you
To
can't
say it's dumb?
yeah. No. Let people
No.
enjoy things.
Yeah.
Like, no, I really don't subscribe to the idea of like shutting people's interest down. Being like, your thing is not
It's not
as
cool.
good as mine.
All right. We haven't talked about Lucas yet. You want to talk about Lucas?
Lucas he looks like the most fun guy.
He seems like a lot of fun. I love that Lara Jean doesn't realize he's gay and everyone else in school knows he's gay. I thought
That's
that was
me.
really
I'm Lara
funny.
Jean. That's literally like that's what I feel myself being Lara Jean on so many like occasions. I have experienced a lot of things that Lara Jean has experienced. Like no, not all the like swept up your feet types of no, but I write letters to people all the time in like my my diary. I will write letters to people like that I'm not gonna send, and that's the whole thing. Like I like if I have a crush on you, I'll write you a letter. If I'm mad at you, I'll write you a letter. And I just like keep them. And sometimes I like read my old ones. And then when I realized that this book was about that, I was like, holy shit, that's me.
That's probably good for you.
No, it's
psychologically.
It's great. It's really it helps me a lot. I think the therapist suggested it. But yeah, I remember that I think it's the first movie where our king, Peter Kavinsky, goes, Lara Jean, you can't just stay in your room writing love letters. You need to like go out and live your life. And I was like, stop yelling at me, no Centineo. Like, fuck. No, Lucas is great. I love when they were having like the sleepover with the face masks. And then he's telling her like, no, dude, you fucked him over. Like he's the one that's like in the bathtub waiting for you.
Yeah. He's great. He's such a good, like, I like that also because it makes having 4 letters, right? That's a lot to cover in the series. So you just like get one of the guys out of the picture and like this one's gay. He'll just be a friend.
Yeah, and it's
very
great.
Convenient writing.
He's a really good friend. I love how he helps Trevor with a proposal.
Oh yeah, I love that too.
That was so
really smart. Because when it started, I was like, "What guys want to play Truth or Dare?" And then they start doing it. I was like, "Oh!"
I knew immediately too when she goes, "I've never been one to back out of a dare," and then he makes a face, and I'm like, "You got her, you got her." And that was Christine is the character I wish I was, but I'm Lara Jean.
Yeah,
like,
you are Lara Jean.
I am Lara Jean. Like I want to be Christine, but I'm Lara Jean.
I related most to Margot out of all the characters.
I knew you would. I was like, maybe Sam will pick Margot as her girlfriend.
Not as my girlfriend, it's just like my kindred spirit. I felt, she's an older sister, you know, you feel this like need to take care of everyone else, but also you want to explore and go on with your own life. You don't want to be constantly like taking care of your siblings.
Yeah.
I got her.
Margot's cool. I like Margot.
And also Margot's like very centered person. Like she's not flighty.
Okay, don't at me. I love that Lucas had like I love the whole prom montage. I love the proms on movies.
Yeah, the prom montage was good.
Dude, does anybody have that much fun at prom? Like, does that ever happen?
Everyone always has that much fun at prom.
Dude, my prom was completely whatever.
I mean, I guess it was whatever, but it's a school dance. It's always fun.
I mean, I thank God that I didn't have to go to school dances growing up. That sounds like a nightmare.
It's really, you normally, because it's like you only go to school dances with a date if you're like someone who's always in a relationship. Everyone else, like if you have a group of friends, you just go with your friends.
No, I know, but like I just can't. I mean, they're probably similar to like quinceañera parties, which I went to a lot, obviously. And that was always a huge thing. What am I wearing? Well, like it was a whole thing. And like you can't repeat dresses
Yeah.
type situation. Oh God. I am so sorry to my mom for all the dresses she bought for me for my quinceañera parties.
We would wear like, I think prom was the only thing that because I went to 2 proms and
Mhm.
I think I wore the same dress to my prom and then the other prom I went to. And then all the other dances I went to were always like winter formal or homecoming. So we would just buy like cheapy dresses from like Deb. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I don't
know
think
what you're
Deb
talking
even
about.
exists anymore.
I know what you're talking about, like Macy brands.
Oh, no. Like
No?
way worse than Macy's brands. Like I'm talking like if Forever 21 had a shop that was exclusively like dresses you wore to dances, it would be that place.
I mean, I feel like they probably do now.
Yeah, but it's probably within the Forever 21 store. They have like
Yeah.
a section.
Oh
But
my
Deb was like this really large, not large, but like a sizable shop. They had like all the glitter dresses and foofy dresses you wanted, but like they were the cheapest versions of them. So you could buy one
God.
for like under $30.
That sounds ugly.
Yeah, they were pretty, they weren't perfect.
No, I enjoyed the prom montage a lot. I really liked the voiceover in the entire series. Like in school they teach you that voiceover is lazy writing.
Mhm. I would
I don't is
probably
that
assume that's true.
I see I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I like maybe this is just like the romantic in me, but I see my memories as movies. And that's how I see voiceovers, like somebody's memory of what happened.
Mhm.
And I think it's very useful, especially when the audience is younger.
Yeah.
Like it just makes sense to have a voiceover.
Well, it really suits that genre, that like
Yeah, the rom-com
teenage.
genre, yeah, it's perfect. Because you're like discovering stuff. And I think it's great. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on Trevor?
Trevor. I like Trevor. Is he in all the movies or does he just
Yeah,
show up in the
he's in
last
all the
two?
in all the movies,
Because I don't
but he has
remember him so
a
much
very
in the
small part,
first one.
very small part in the first one.
I liked him.
Did
He's
you
cute.
notice that King Batch is not on the third one?
I noticed he was in the first one.
He's in the first one and the second one.
I don't really remember what his character was. He's just in there. Is he like another
He's just
Trevor?
yeah, he's just like a friend. And
Yeah.
I missed him, but I was glad that he was not in it because I'm like, this man is like 35 and he's still playing teenagers.
Yeah.
Because I know that Russ Butler is 30.
Wow.
I know.
That's impressive.
He
Way to go,
looks
Ross. You look great.
right. 626. Anyway, I think that joke is funny. I don't care what anybody else.
I like Trevor. I don't like his Elvis hair. I don't like that his hair does that little Elvis thing.
Mm-hmm.
That
You
bothers
know
me.
how I feel about Elvis, so I love it.
Gross.
I like how he respects Christine's boundaries.
I like that too, because it's not what you expect from that guy.
See, I was reading tweets about two other boys last night because I love reading what people think about a piece
Mm-hmm.
of media always. And there was this really interesting one about like I'm not sure if if Peter Kavinsky is doing the bare minimum or giving too high of expectations. And I was
Like someone said that in a tweet.
yeah, and I was like that's an interesting thing because I think it's both. Because what I like about all the men in this franchise is that they respect the choices.
Mm-hmm.
And all and I read about this on like movies that are written by women. Generally, every love interest starts out either with this like even if they're dating, it starts out with a solid friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if they go on a date immediately and it's like even if they're never friends, you
Yeah.
can tell that there are friends that are dating.
Yeah.
And every single guy in this movie, like they respect each other. Like they don't think they're higher up than the girls. And I was like, I like this to be
I
out
like
there
that too.
because I love rom-coms. I do. But there's always this problematic cloud of like men looking down on women. And then we have some crazy scenes like Hilary Duff under the rain being like, it's waiting for you, it's waiting for the drought. Stop.
See, it's so interesting because you lump all the rom-coms together as one genre. And I think of rom-coms as being like the adult ones, like Sweet Home Alabama, You've Got Mail, and then all the things you're talking about, like the Cinderella movie and 10 Things I Hate About You and She's All That. I call those teeny bopper movies. And I've called them that my whole life. Like even when I was a teenager, I've always thought of them as a different kind of movie because I've always felt like movies about teenagers are totally different than movies about adults.
Okay.
And I would say that in the teeny bopper genre, they definitely do more of that, where the men have this sort of like, we're dudes and we think nothing of the women. Whereas with the older versions, normally the main character is a woman and we focus on her more.
You're right. You're totally right. Also probably because in like the teeny boppers, like you call them, they're in the same school. So they get more like screen time, both like more similar screen time.
And also they're always playing off of like teenage stereotypes in those movies.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I really like Trevor. I like on the second movie when Lara Jean like bumps into them on a subway date.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was funny. I was like, Subway, that's really smart marketing. I love that for you.
I like that that's her thing too. What's her face? The friend. Christine. She just loves Subway. And then when he asked her to prom, he gives her a bouquet of Subway sandwiches. It's like, this is awesome. I love this guy.
I love her. I love him and I love her. I love him because he like understands what she wants and what she likes and doesn't expect her to be anything but herself. That's cool. And I'm like, I fuck with that heavy. Like, that's cool. Because even Peter Kavinsky wanted Lara Jean to pretend to be a girlfriend, like a better girlfriend on the first movie.
I didn't feel like he asked her to be a better girlfriend. I think there were things that he wanted in the relationship that she was giving, and then when she asked about it, he's like, well, why don't you do it? Because they're like, she's like, do you want me to be like all the other girls that come to your games? And he's like, yeah, I do want you to come to my game. And I don't mean that like on like, oh, that's so rude of, like, of course he does. Like my brother's still mad that my mom didn't come to all of his games in high school, and he's 22, you know, like I can understand why he felt that way.
Yeah, me too. I just hate games.
She's like, I hate sports. Jesus Christ.
Not really. The logistics. Because like, I mean, now it's different. Now we have the Uber and all the things. But when I was in high school, it was whose mom is driving, whose mom is picking you up.
Oh yeah, that is hard.
Are we just going to be there for the game? Are we going to eat afterwards? We don't have plans. Nobody knows. And it's like this limbo of like, it's also Sunday. So like, or like Friday, and you're like 14 and your parents do not want you out of the house at 2 a.m. on a Friday. It's just weird, but I understand. Yeah. We have more guys. Thoughts on Josh, who makes a short stint?
I like Josh. I thought the funniest thing when like Peter and Josh meet and he's like, what are you seeing, this like Coldplay wannabe? Or maybe it wasn't Coldplay. It was like some kind of 90s like Oasis wannabe.
That was so funny. I think he said 1975. I think he said a 1975 reject.
1975 reject. It was something like that. And I was like,
it was a great burn.
Funny.
No, I feel like this movie has really good jokes.
Yeah.
Like from time to time, especially Kitty's. Kitty's are the best ones always.
They give her the best lines.
But it's great. I love this franchise. I honestly, like while watching the movie, I don't understand why Josh would pick Margot over Lara Jean. But
and when she was explaining their relationship, that made sense. Like that they were really, before Margot and Josh were together, she was friends with Josh.
Yeah.
And maybe that was part of it, because sometimes when you're friends with someone, you don't look at them in a sexual way. And then
yeah, that probably was it. I mean, it's not fair for Margot because she doesn't get half the character development that Lara Jean gets at all.
Yeah.
I mean, she's basically not even in the books. She's always like, they're FaceTiming her or whatever. She's like only presence in the first one, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I love the dynamic with the sisters. I think I fell in love with Peter Kavinsky so quickly because he is friends with Kitty. Like
That's cute.
He fucks with Kitty heavy. Like they're buddies.
Yeah.
And I love that. I thought that was so cute.
I like that too.
Cute.
Is that everyone?
I don't know.
Forgetting someone. I mean, her dad is like a fox.
Her dad is a fox. I also love that he gets remarried to hot neighbor Trina.
I was excited he got married to hot neighbor Trina. But it's like so funny because they say she's hot and it's like, yo, your dad is way hotter than her.
I know.
Been with a Kardashian hot, like, you know.
I mean, I think it's kind of funny. Like, I would have wanted Christine to comment on how hot Lara Jean's dad is, or maybe Luca's. Like,
that'd be funny.
That would have been really funny because, like, I cannot picture having somebody in my high school whose dad looked like that where nobody said anything. There's no way.
He is so hot. And this is the other thing that like melts my heart about him. Dr. Covey is so like sweet and kind and patient with his daughters. Like Lara Jean is being totally crazy so many times. And he's like, you know, and like,
that's Lara Jean.
That's Lara Jean, and he's so good with all of the girls, and he like understands all their energies, and he's such like
a great dad.
Yeah, he's a really good dad. So it's
really like, fucking good dad.
Like turned on because of that too, you know.
Because you're 30, so you're like.
Also, in my mind, he's still like the guy from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you know.
He's still 8. Oh my god, I loved him. My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
He's great.
I love that movie. I also love the second one that nobody talks about.
I saw that too. That was good too.
I don't understand. You know,
the first one's so good though. Like the first one's like, this is a classic movie.
Do you know why that movie happened?
She wrote it herself, didn't she?
It was like a one-woman play. Never Dollars wrote a one-woman play. Tom Hanks saw it and said, I want to make this a movie.
Of course.
And then he produced Big Fat Greek Wedding, My Life in Ruins, and Mamma Mia. And then fucking Grease, as a thank you, because he fucking like made tourism for them a thing, gave him like a residency, or like, I don't know what he got, like something, like you're fake Greek, we claim you.
Oh yeah, I heard about that, but
in
context.
In another framing Tom Hanks. That's the next documentary I want to see. Poor Tom
that in a different context.
Dude, poor Tom out here like giving women the chance.
You know what though? This is the thing that everyone's like, oh, Tom, you're squeaky clean. He couldn't do that, this and the other. It's like, but look at his children. It's like if he was really that squeaky clean, the kids would have come out better. You know, like what the fuck was he doing?
I want to hang out with him so bad. Like in my head, he probably is the dad that doesn't like discipline.
Of course,
he's probably too busy. And he probably thinks everything's funny, or that they'll grow out of it.
Yeah,
like he's that dad that's more your friend than your dad.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Like I can totally see like the kids being like, like watching like Game of Thrones with the dad or something, or like some like they have a show, something like that they like, it's their shit. Love Tom Hanks.
She loves Tom.
I do.
But
I'm why am I speaking like Kel from Cam and Kel?
I don't know.
That just came out. Who else do we need to cover?
I think that's everyone I had listed. We
Is
talked
that
about
everyone you
all the
have listed?
girls. We talked about all the guys.
Okay. Are we picking guys or girls?
Let's pick from the 4 love letters, and then let's pick anyone outside the love letters
Okay.
instead of guys versus girls, because I feel like
Okay.
that's how this is kind of separated in this one, that there's like these 4
Yeah.
people that have love letters, so they're like the obvious love interests in the film.
Okay.
But
I
then
think
the other ones will pick just
I
whoever
think you should go first because I have a whole thought process.
Okay,
behind it.
I would pick Peter Kavinsky, not just because he's hot, but I like him and I like his energy, and he reminds me a lot of Derek in the way he handles the relationship. So I think that's why.
Cute.
That's cute.
I also picked Peter Kavinsky, but I thought I was gonna pick John Ambrose McLean. I was so set on my theory. Like when I read the books, I really thought like, no, Peter Kavinsky's a great high school boyfriend, but she's gonna marry John Ambrose McLean. But that letter, it's funny because like the movie and the book end the same with the love letter from Peter, like the new contract. And I'm gonna give it to Noah Centineo because the performance of him reading it like out loud just hit different like 20 times, and I am sobbing and I am crying so hard that I'm going cross-eyed, and I sent you a photo.
She sent me 2 photos. We'll post them on the Instagram.
I think we should do a slideshow of like the things I sent you, the screen grabs, and then the last one should be my photo.
I woke up to these pictures.
Did you see the slideshow before watching the movie?
The slideshow? Oh, you mean the bunch of the photos you sent me?
Of Peter Kavinsky?
There's a slideshow?
No, there is like a screen grabs of the love letter at the end.
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, great. I wouldn't want to ruin it for you like that. People outside of the love letters. I personally, I'm not gonna pick her, but I really, really like the character development that Jen gets in the movie because it's not as clear in the books.
Oh, okay.
In the books, it's like she got over it, but it's like it's not shown because like it's all about Lara Jean. Like the entire book is Lara Jean's mindset and how she's like trying to figure out and how she's romanticizing her own life, and she thinks that everything is do or die.
Wait, so in the books, they don't do the thing where they pull the time capsule out.
Oh, they do.
She and Lara
Jean
have the same thing that they put in there, but she hit hers.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, because I felt like that was a big like, oh, this is part of the deepness of the problems in their relationship.
Yeah, no, they do. But on the third book, she's not as prominent at all.
Okay.
She kind of like just fades into the background. I don't think she even goes to NYU. I'm not sure. But I like how she's still in the movie. Like she's still part of the story.
I like that a lot. I like that she like comes around and she's able to be cool with Lara Jean and her cousin, and
yeah.
She's part of the reason why Lara Jean decides to go to NYU.
Yeah. I think my favorite character outside of the love letters is Kitty, obviously.
So
but
you wouldn't date Kitty.
I cannot date Kitty.
Even if she was an adult woman?
She's just gonna be so, I don't know, because like I'm gonna hear me out. I know for a fact that if I was into women and this would also happen if I was friends with Christine, I would put her in a pedestal. Like I would manic pixie dream the hell out of her because she's so cool.
Yeah.
Like that's who I want to be. So it would not be healthy, like at all. Like it'd be terrible because I would be trying to be that cool and I'm just not that cool, period. So I don't feel like that would be the right. I want to be her, not be her friend. Because I have heard from my lesbian friends that that's the thing.
Oh, I'm sure it is a thing.
That like
it's that way in heterosexual relationships. People, date the person that they like to be.
Yeah, so I'm
You're
like
attracted to that.
I don't think that'd be healthy. I think I'm gonna go with Trina.
You date Trina?
I'm gonna go with Trina
cool.
or Stormy.
Or Stormy.
Because I love Trina because she looks like she'd be the coolest stepmom. I love when she tells Lara Jean to go enjoy her hot boyfriend. That was amazing. That was amazing parenting.
And she's like, in public eating ice cream.
Yeah, I loved it. And I love eccentric grandmas. Like they're my favorite. So Stormy has a place in my heart forever. But I think I'm gonna go with Trina because the way that she just like blends into the family seemingly and is respectful of Lara Jean's mom and their culture, and I really like that. So I'm gonna go with Trina.
That's cool.
You?
For me, outside of the letters, the love letters.
You're gonna go with Aiden.
I would probably go with her dad, Lara Jean's dad, but I also really like Christine.
Wouldn't you want to be Christine though?
No. She's so pessimistic. Everything's like bad, but I kind of like that about her.
I love people like that, but
why?
I'm not like that. That's like, I am so beyond like attracted to like Nick on New Girl, and he's such a pessimist. And it's, I don't know, I love Jake Johnson, but that's your theory on like brunettes that look good on Suits also checks out with Jake Johnson. Because that's Sam's theory on me. Sam has a theory that I only like men.
Yeah.
What do I like, Sam?
She only likes brunette men that can wear a suit. Those are the and nerds, really nerdy white guys.
And Bo Burnham.
And Bo Burnham, yeah. So Bo, hit her up.
Dude, Bo is still in like a happy relationship with this amazing director lady that I can't even hate. So annoying.
Oh, that's good for him because he also directs. That's nice.
I know. She did Hustlers.
He's done a lot of stuff. Did you see
Promising Young Woman? Yes. I texted you about it. It's so good.
Is it on some like streaming thing already?
I'll send you a link.
I don't want to watch anything that I have to upload through the internet because
you don't have to upload
spyware that keeps popping up, and I'm getting nervous.
That's cute. Nothing popped up for me when I watched it.
Okay. But, I mean,
it is on fucking HBO, but it's $20 if you rent it, and you're not gonna pay that.
So. I feel like we have HBO.
No. You need to rent it. Yeah.
I don't rent anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I watched it. I bootlegged it. I'm sorry, Carrie Mulligan. I apologize, but it's how it is right now. I would vote for you if I could.
This was good.
I don't know. I hope it was. I'm upset because like I thought you were gonna be as like giddy about this as I was. And it was obviously not the case. So I hope you guys found this entertaining.
No, I liked it. You know what? I just don't like Lara Jean. It's like how I feel about How I Met Your Mother. I love How I Met Your Mother. I hate what's his face. Whatever his name is, the lead character in that show. He sucks. It's like Todd or Tom or something stupid. Jonah. I'm gonna find out.
I love you can tell there's a lot of women working on this film.
And Ted. His name was Ted. He sucked.
Yeah.
He sucked, but I love the show.
Okay. What's your favorite movie out of all the three?
I think I like the second one the most.
See, me too. And that's a very unpopular opinion.
I like it. There's a triangle. And it's not Josh. Josh wasn't good for the triangle.
No. Josh is not. I love the second one. I liked it better than the first one. And a lot of people don't like it. But I thought that the third one was perfect.
The third one was good.
Like, it was the perfect way to end it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. And it was realistic and like a dream at the same time.
Dream. I did like all the shots where they're in like these like black and white coloring rooms. That was cool.
Yeah. It's the cinematography in this movie is really good and the colors are really pretty.
The colors are very pretty.
I think that people like executives and producers and people in the industry don't realize, which is insane to me, how much aesthetics like
make a difference
for teenage content.
I really think for any content, like you think about like the TikToks, well, I guess that's teenage content, but like the TikToks that do well are always in like really nice houses that are clean. It's never like someone's dumpy apartment.
Yeah. And like, there is like things that are beautifully shot for teenagers do really well. Like Riverdale, garbage script, garbage, but it's beautifully shot, beautifully lit. So people watch it. And like, I think Euphoria is amazing, but people respond to that. People respond to that. We should do an Euphoria episode.
It's just like one season, isn't it?
I mean, there's one season and 2 episodes / mini movies at the moment. We could do it before the second season comes out.
Ooh. How strategic of us.
I know. We know everything.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I think things that are shot well, they do better. Also,
I'm gonna tell you because you're not gonna know this. The middle school principal, that's the author, Jenny Han.
The middle school principal.
So Peter's telling Lara Jean about their meet cute.
Oh yeah, and she goes up to and that's
the author.
Cool.
And I love that when he goes, we had a meet cute. That's how you know we're gonna end up together.
That was very cute. And it's a really cute meet cute. And I like that she didn't remember. That's the best part.
Yeah. And
I think she's a romantic
also,
one.
wait, the kid casting is fantastic also.
Oh yeah, they were really good.
They look the same.
Yeah, and they all worked. They did a really good job with the casting on that.
Good job, everybody. Good job, Awesomeness Films. Good job, Netflix.
Keep bringing us good content.
Yes, please. Because we're still quarantined.
Yeah.
At least in California. I don't know.
I mean, kind of everywhere. I mean, it depends on who you are. My grandmother just I shouldn't get into this on here. I shouldn't get into the intricacies of my family's problems with COVID at the moment.
I thought you wouldn't. I fully thought you didn't want to like acknowledge it, so I just pretended like it didn't happen.
My family's like all testing positive for COVID at the moment, but like
I also have a cousin with COVID, so but
sucks.
She's fine from what I understand.
It's a big bum.
Yeah. Wear a mask. Wash your hands.
I just want it to be over. I hate watching these movies where like people are living in these COVID-less worlds. It must be nice.
Does it not happen to you when you're watching that you're like, there's so much people here? Like it gives you like a little like anxiety?
No, not that. I'm just like, oh, I remember what it was like to go out and people knew what I looked like, or you know, I know what people look like.
Dude, people
or just to be able to go out.
Bars
without fear.
No.
This has been a weird episode, guys.
I don't know how to end this episode.
I don't know either. We went down a weird road.
Dude, I am upset. I thought this was going to be the best episode. And now I'm like...
You gotta stop saying negative things about the episode during the episode.
Okay.
You did this during the NFL episode too. I noticed it when I was doing the editing. You were like, do you think people are even gonna listen to this? And I was like, hey, you're lucky you're not here. I'd smack you, bitch. People will listen to it. Because hey, whoever is still here, they're still listening, right? So if it got weird, you're still here, aren't you? And thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. This has been boyfriend material, I guess.
Yeah, we just expose ourselves on boyfriend material, you know, emotionally.
Yeah, basically. That's basically what happens. We love content like this because it's hard to pick between the boys because they're all great.
Mm-hmm. They were all great. None of these guys really had flaws.
I mean, they did, but they were like okay flaws.
They're the kind of flaws like any person would have. None of them had like red flags. It wasn't like it was like Edward and Jacob, where it's like, yo, these guys are gonna mess up your life.
This makes me happy. This makes me happy that 14-year-old girls right now can watch this and put this in a pedestal instead of Edward watching you sleep.
I think so too. It's much healthier perspective of like how the male gaze should be.
Yeah, I honestly, I think that the world is a better place because this exists. I also what were you gonna say? Sorry. Okay, this is relevant. I used to have a roommate. I had so many roommates. She was Asian, and we watched the first movie together. I mean, I watched it before. I watched it the moment it came out because I read the book, but I watched it again with her, and she said this crazy thing that I had never even thought of. She was like, wow, I had never seen somebody like me in a love story. And she said it like super offhandedly, like didn't make a whole thing about it. Like we were like having popcorn, and I was like, this is so true.
I mean, like seriously, can you think of any other movie that has had an Asian female lead
where she's not tokenized?
Well, also she's not tokenized.
Because like I love Lucy Liu. Lucy Liu. Liu. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
In what movie? Because she never gets to be the single.
She never gets to be the lead.
She always has to be a lead with someone else if she is a lead.
And she always has to be the sexy one.
And also a lot of times they utilize the fact that she has like a fight background, like she can do those like action shots.
Which is, I don't mind. Fine.
I'm not saying
but you know what? I want her to be the lead. I want her to be the fucking, like if there's I heard there was going to be an Indiana Jones reboot with women.
Oh, that's cool.
I nominate Lucy Liu.
Yeah, that would be rad.
I think she would be a fucking fantastic Indiana Jones, and it'd be fair because right now she's the age that Harrison Ford was.
Yeah, that would suit. I could see that, and she's a household name.
Yeah.
So people would feel comfortable with that because it's like, it's the Asian female lead. At least we know her. Because they know that's how they are in Hollywood. They are like that. They're like, I'm not totally comfortable giving this person who's not white and a man like all of this
opportunity.
This opportunity.
What do they think they are?
Well, at least we know her. That's how they would deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you remember on the fourth Indiana Jones when Shia LaBeouf picks up that Indiana Jones hat and puts it on, and then people lost their mind because they were like, you're not trying to tell me that Shia LaBeouf is Indiana Jones now. Because like he's not.
I saw it, but I was on a date and I wasn't really paying attention.
Oh my God. See, this is why I am Lara Jean. When Peter's like, she won't let me talk during the movie, and I was like, yes, Lara Jean's my girl. Me too. Don't talk during movies.
We've learned a lot about each other during this. We've learned about our high school traumas with other girls, that you're Lara Jean, and I don't know who I am.
You're Margot, clearly.
I'm apparently Margot. And we've just been crazy this episode. It's been good.
I know.
This is boyfriend material.
We love Noah Centineo. Sam's new mission in life is to set me up with him, apparently. And
I hope you do. If you don't get together with Noah Centineo, it would be like, well, what was the point of even having a single friend? You know, like.
I mean, if you can make that happen for me, I would
You
love
gotta
that.
get on that. You gotta get on that the celebrity Tinder thing that you said you could get on.
Raya.
Get on there.
Maybe he's on Raya.
He's for sure on there.
Dude, Sam, imagine. I need the pandemic to be over so we can have a sleepover and we can leave Derek somewhere and then we can swipe and like maybe we'll bump into Noah Centineo.
I don't even need to swipe. I want you to go out on a date with Noah Centineo and then like see where it goes. Just see where it goes. And then send pictures when he takes his shirt off so that I can see.
Oh my god. I would.
And then nothing else. Don't like record anything more than that.
Oh, I would never. But I would 100% send you. And if he ends up being the kind of person that I think he is, because I follow him on Instagram and he looks like a troll, I would be like, can you I need to send the photo to my friend. And I would take a selfie with his abs like this.
That would be cool. He seems like he's into that.
Just stalk him on like Instagram or like Twitter. He's such a troll. Like he's such a fucking troll. And people are like, he's dumb. And I'm like, no, dude, he's trolling all of us. It's so funny.
He seems like he would. He's got mad like troll vibes. I don't stalk him, but the videos you sent me, yes.
I will agree. Sent you
of him a lot of videos.
What? The video of him is like screaming at the TV at Lara Jean for breaking his heart. She broke
his heart? Yeah. I was like, yes, right?
We keep going on. You can follow Sam at Best Sam Lopez.
And you can follow Gaby at Hey Gaby Mendez and follow this podcast on Instagram at BF Material Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube, Boyfriend Material Podcast, anywhere podcasts. What?
The like button.
Yeah, like it.
And the notifications.
Yeah, like us. And just follow literally anywhere you can follow us. Do it.
Yes, please.
And we will appreciate you.
We cannot ask you enough for that follow. Mm-hmm. Guys, Sam and I are trying to be Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. Please guess in the comments who you think is who. Oh, yeah, because we debate this a lot. And in this town, you will get sent home from an audition if you don't have enough followers. So
it's true. I lost a gig because the other person running for the gig had a lot of followers.
How many followers did she have?
Like thousands, like when they have a K and a point after it. It's like, damn, I can't even compete with that. I have 8,000.
You don't have, I was 8.
I had a single 1,000. She had numbers, point numbers, K,000.
Okay. Well, we're manifesting more followers, so it's gonna be fine.
Follow us, bitches.
Follow us, bitches.